Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I understand you want to know, and it's fair to ask these questions, but it's also fair to question motivations when we're doing something of historical precedence like this. You're curious, but your curiosity seems to end at the beginning, prior to the beginning of the Obama administration, which is curious to me. I mean, these are fair questions that should have been brought out before this committee. Let's have the former Attorney General here, the head of the ATF, and ask those questions. This isn't a small thing you're doing here where you may be angry and you want this stuff. This is something this country has never done. So it's fair to ask what happened prior to this. Who knew what under previous administrations? Was anyone else killed or injured? Where are those guns now that took place in the previous administrations? And that doesn't bring back anyone, but at least lets us know that your reasons for doing this or to sort out what is truth and what we care about here. Second, a wide receiver in Fast and Furious, it can't be understated. Both operations were wildly misguided, and independent investigations must continue and have to. Those responsible must be held accountable. But today's vote has nothing to do with those investigations. Agent Terry's tragic death demands justice and accountability. But this vote has nothing to do with that process. Worse yet, this committee's actions redefine hypocrisy. Because if in the end gun walking is about safety of agents and people who live on both sides of the border, well, it's about gun safety. And I'll meet you any time and talk about that. If we're concerned about our agents and people on both sides, let's remember a few salient facts. In Arizona, today, you can buy as many AK-47s as you want, not handguns or guns needed to go hunting or to protect your home or business. You can buy as many AK-47s as you want and pass them on to the cartels through straw purchases, as occurs thousands of times a year, putting agents and residents at risk. We know this. It's documented. The vast majority of the guns being used by the cartels come from the United States. The punishment for some such transactions, the straw purchasers, was described here by an agent as equivalent to a moving violation. So we have two types of gun walking, both of them horribly wrong and dangerous. About, I believe you said 2,000 occurred under these Fast and Furious and wide receiver. It led to extraordinary tragedy that should never be repeated again. But let's just keep perspective. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of guns, AK-47s, which from today on, if you don't want this to be repeated, are happening now as we speak. In addition, in many states, there's a gun show loophole. People can buy any type of gun they want, as many guns as they want, without a background check, despite the fact that the vast majority of Americans and NRA members think that everybody should have a background check. So you can have dangerous people who have been adjudicated dangerously mentally ill, felons, terrorists, buy whatever they want, and including and especially people who will use those guns and make 100% profit selling them through straw purchasers to the cartels. What's especially troubling is you all have fought attempts to end that process. If this is about Agent Terry, if this is about safety and defending their honor and preventing this from ever happening again, hundreds of thousands that have already taken place, hundreds of thousands that will continue to take place, putting all of those people at risk? Let's have some perspective here. And it's fair when we bring that up to recognize that. What's our motivation today? There can't be anything worse that they've done than this Fast and Furious and wide receiver. And we need to get to the bottom of it. I get that. But don't try to argue and make the point that you're out there to protect the agent's safety if the vast numbers are on the other side that are continuing to go on, and we do nothing to do this. Someone mentioned we need the guts to do the right thing. Well, We need to have guts, and I hope we have it to do the right thing. In Chicago, a young man on his way home from school a couple of years ago stepped in front of a bullet to protect his friend, a young man named Holt. He had more guts than we do. Thank you.